One is your destination for the day's best sports shows. Tune in for the biggest personalities on the biggest stories, and don't miss us on The Herd weekdays at 12 Eastern. Catch it all right here Monday through Friday on FS1.
By the way, Boston Bruins take on the Vegas Golden Knights at 10 Eastern. Discover Card Key matchup. Get your free credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply. Hey, by the way, our next guest is smart, and he went to Duke, Dante Jones. And, you know all his stuff. So you're a Duke guy.
Yeah.
Handsome, smart guys go to Duke. So here's the story. Zion Williamson is, I told Joy, they played tonight against Carolina. Tickets are going for more than the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Floyd was at the last game, right?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is I don't even remember. Joy asked me 2 days ago, when was the last college basketball player that got you to a TV set? And I was like, Patrick Ewing? I don't even remember. Kobe didn't play. LeBron didn't play. Garnett didn't play.
Good question.
I mean, I don't even remember.
Good
Anthony
question.
Davis
They
was
got
good.
everybody to the TV.
I would say Carmelo Anthony, halfway through the year, you're like...
The tournament?
Yeah, I mean, Danny Manning was Manning's playing tonight.
I'm too young for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you, Patrick Ewing was, oh my God, Patrick Ewing's on television.
Gotcha.
And by the way, he kept coming back and back.
I mean, there's been teams.
Oh, no. A lot of
individual.
teams.
Yeah,
I'm talking,
but
I don't...
And if you're excluding
KD
what happens
and Texas?
in the tournament.
No. Katie had not.
I'm thinking out loud.
No, he was a skinny kid that scored points, but nobody watches Big 12 basketball outside of Kansas.
True.
Seriously. There's been 6 guys in my life. Pearl Washington, Patrick Ewing, the Duke team. Leitner was great. Oh, Shaq. Shaq at LSU. When Shaq was on, you were like...
No Grant Hill?
No, because it's just Duke. They're all good. They had Leitner.
That's very disrespectful, but that's fine.
What?
No, I'm just playing.
I covered the Final Four where they beat UNLV. So I want to give you my thumbnail sketch on Zion Williamson.
Sweet.
And you just rip it apart.
Please.
Probably won't be able to because it'll be genius, but here goes. Transformative size. Very, very good first step. He's going to get fouled a lot. Really nice touch for a big around the rim.
He's not a big.
Well, he's an athlete.
Yeah, positionless basketball is what we play right now. So he can guard 1 through 4 right now.
Concern. Does he become Oliver Miller heavy and he's big now?
He's been losing weight. Okay.
Secondly is he's about 67% from the free throw line. He's going to give up 10,000 points in this league if he doesn't get to 74%. But I think he's a 20-plus NBA player really soon. Really quick, second year.
He does one thing that most players don't do sometimes with his talent level, his athleticism. He gives energy and he plays extremely hard. He does not need the ball in his hands. Name some guys in this draft that are at the top 5 of the last couple of drafts that don't need the ball in their hands to be successful.
That's a good point.
Okay?
Ben Simmons without the ball doesn't do much for me.
Doesn't do much for you. But this kid can go get the ball, so he rebounds at a high clip. He can go get the ball and make plays. He gives energy. And he plays with a lot of energy. Like, he plays hard, and people look like they're having fun playing. When have you seen 2 kids that could possibly go 1 and 2 really enjoy playing with each other like they did?
It's like a Fab 5 look.
Right, and that's a rare occurrence. It's a long time ago, and that shows a genuine appreciation for how hard they both play and their love for the game. He loves the game of basketball. Now, shooting is not an issue because we watched Kawhi Leonard develop a jump shot over years with the right coach, and they have the same 6 degrees of separation because Chip England was Kawhi's shooting coach. Chip England is a Duke grad. So it's nothing for Zion to be able to possibly run into Chip because Chip is always on campus and giving it and always helping kids with basketball. It's not like it's a paid thing. It's about I'm giving back to my university, which is awesome. Like some guys don't really care about their university. You know, it's interesting because Joy and I were talking about Zion, and he plays tonight, and it's obviously I cannot remember a college kid. I'll go home tonight, and I can always tell when somebody matters because I get home and I never do this. Used to do it with a TV guide. You know, I go to my TV and I look up, oh, when's Duke playing? I don't do that much. Or I go to the internet. I don't. It didn't. You know, it used to be the TV guide. You'd get home. Let me throw this out. That when you look at Zion, does this worry you? That he plays with this incredible juice and this incredible energy, but he doesn't. Okay, R.J. Barrett's the number 2 guy, right? So Joy and I went back and forth on this. He's most skilled.
Okay, so again, you're a GM. I have this theory that you had to draft LeBron because you'd be fired if you didn't.
Right.
You had to take Jadeveon Clowney, who literally looked like nobody in the league at 17. That you will be forced to take Zion Williamson because the owner's going to say, do you see what the tickets go for at Duke? You have to take him number one. Even if he may not be the best long-term fit, you would be forced as an owner to take him.
You're absolutely correct, because it's like Greg Oden and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was the most skilled. He kind of had the biggest ceiling because you saw his skill level, you saw what he could do, and with his body got like all the what ifs that went behind it. And then Greg Oden's like, you can't. This is a generational, one-time opportunity. 7-footer, runs the floor, can score in the post, dominates, big body. Like, you got to. And
I think there's an institutional pressure on about every 8 to 10 years in basketball. There is a player that for your own good as an owner or GM, you have to take LeBron number one. It didn't matter if Carmelo was more refined offensively. You pass on LeBron, that's on your tombstone.
Right. But even look at the teams that have the biggest chance to get him, right?
Knicks
got a lot of money in free agency, so you're gonna be able to buy ball dominant people. So he matches well with ball dominant people. He runs the floor. He's athletic.
Yeah.
He can do a whole bunch of things to help your team win. So if you can buy ball dominant people and ball dominant scorers
around him,
then he works.
Yep.
He works.
By the way, listen, the Lakers are 3 games out, 25 games left, 17 against playoff teams. Of the 8 that aren't, 6 are on the road. Sacramento's ahead of them. That's a real team. Clippers are ahead of them. They'll go into semi-tanking mode in about a week here. My gut feeling is LeBron puts the cape on and they get into the playoffs.
So when does he put the cape on? Usually after the All-Star break. Because honestly, he's in 16 seasons right now. He can't expend the energy that he used to do at 10-year mark in his career. 82 games, it takes a lot of energy to play 82 games the same way and then give something more in the playoffs when you're supposed to be getting better. So I look forward to his postseason push coming up right now. Like, this is when you really see LeBron James. You see a point in time in the season where he's trying to get up to postseason shape, and I think that's what you saw before he got hurt. But now you're going to see this postseason push and then him get better in the postseason. It's rare that you see a guy who can flip a switch and get better in the postseason, and that's what you have in number 23.
Explain it to me. It's about winning in sports. Now, again, I'm not saying money doesn't matter, but I've seen LeBron take less, D. Wade, Chris Bosh. I think the smart guys in this league know. The difference between, and I won't use LeBron, but $90 million in the bank and 108. At the end, I always think it's really valuable for players to be playing in June. Adidas, Puma, Nike, Under Armour. You play in June. This is why Kobe went to China in the offseason for the shoes. Right. So I would take $3 million, $4 million less a year if I could play in June. Kevin Durant is guaranteed to play in June if he stays with Golden State. It's a guarantee. Why would you leave that? Why would you go to New York when by the way, Philadelphia's now got 4 legit players. Boston can play. Giannis and Milwaukee got something. They're going to re-sign Middleton. Why would you roll the dice on that? I don't get it.
It's like having $100 million in the bank, right? And saying, you know what? I have $100 million in the bank. Why would you invest at that point in time? Why wouldn't you just live off interest? Because it's the possibility of more. The possibility of a bigger stage, bigger accomplishments. Like, when you have somebody that big, they're trying to be better at all points in times. So he's trying to beat his last feat. So winning with Golden State, what's bigger than winning with Golden State? Winning by myself, doing it on a city that people don't think you can do it in. You got to check his personal motivations. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's what he's going to do. What I'm saying is you got to worry about the individual and what's inside of them, what's pushing them, what's motivating them.
There is no way that LeBron would have left Miami if D. Wade had 7 more years in his prime. When Pat Riley said the other day, I want to read this to you because I kind of rolled my eyes at this. Pat Riley said, I saw a dynasty fly out the window. We thought this was a 10-year team. That's a bunch of hooey. I defended LeBron then, and I'll defend him now. Wade could not give you back-to-back great games. He couldn't. Bosh got a blood clot, unfortunately.
Right.
And by the way, Battier was old and retired. Ray was old and retired. And Miller didn't retire. That team was a pop-up business. It was not IBM. It was not built to be 10 years. It hit. It was awesome. It was a fireworks show. And LeBron smartly's like, we're getting old here. I'm out.
Well, I always thought, I didn't look at it in that perspective. I looked at it like that was LeBron going to college. That was LeBron getting away from home. Like, it's one thing to be from a small town or a small city, grow up there, play there, get drafted there. And if he plays 20 years there, he would have never known anything but Ohio. Like him taking the opportunity to go to Miami, it's like him going to college and getting away and seeing what the other side is like.
That was like his Fab Five moment.
Right. That was his opportunity to go to college. He had to go see. And him leaving after 4 years was like, you know what? I've seen it and I appreciate, and it made me appreciate where I'm from.
Kevin Durant,
and I can go start a business there.
Kevin Durant went to college. There's no way LeBron, if he was on the Warriors right now, LeBron wouldn't leave that. LeBron is more than anything, has a sense of the temperature of the room. LeBron's a macro thinker. LeBron left Cleveland because Kyrie left. I'm not sure he's gone if Kyrie stays. I don't think he does leave Cleveland. I don't think he leaves Cleveland. Why would you leave Cleveland? You'd move Kevin Love, get somebody athletic on the wing. I got my star to finish games off if I can.
I guess it was his faith in the organization and the ability of the organization to build around him. See, that's what people don't understand when people in the media or people on social media saying, you know what, you got to stay here and dig it out. But the people that dug it out had great organizations behind them and great coaching. You're putting your hands into upper management. Like you're putting your life into upper management's hands. Okay. So you have to depend on the GM, the president at the time, to take care of your career and your legacy. If they don't have anything and they don't have assets and then you go into what you think is best. But like the Bulls, they took care of Jordan. They gave him all the resources. Some organizations don't do it.
But Durant's getting all the resources. Why would you want?
So then you have to look to his personal motivation,
yeah,
or what he grew up looking at, and what he's trying to build for the future. Like we can't account for all those things. We can't see where his mind is going in a business capacity, or because if he did ultimately go to the Knicks, winning on that stage puts him in the upper stratosphere of all-time greats.
I've heard that from everybody. Nobody can win there.
So the place that nobody says you can win, if you do it, how big is that effect on the NBA, on the game of basketball?
Oh, listen.
If the New York Knicks have a parade, a championship parade, how much bigger is that parade than the parade that goes in San Francisco?
No, there's no question. I've said there's 3 or 4 things in sports I would love to happen, and I've always said top of the list is the Knicks to be great. Because I've been to the Garden. There's nothing quite. You've been there.
Everything's bigger in the Garden. Jeremy Lin has that run in a Golden State Warriors uniform. Is it as big?
Oh God, no! It took over the NBA for a month.
Right.
Jeremy Lin took over the NBA for a month.
If Kevin Durant does what just beats himself with some help, is on a national stage in New York, the NBA wins, he wins, and now you start talking about in the realms of Michael Jordan. Like he's won in 2 places. He's taken this team that nobody thought, like it's gonna be a different conversation.
Dante Jones, 13 years in the league, wasn't it?
I don't know. Who knows after?
Yeah, I mean,
after a certain amount of time, you just
start stacking up those wins. Who keeps track? Yeah. By the way, the new Wave mattress, perfectly aligned for your body. Try it for 100 nights. Free shipping, white glove treatment. Casper.com/wave. Code HERD. Terms and conditions apply. Hawaii and Alaska, you may have to pay a little more. Alaska always gets hosed. Said that the other day. Every time. It's always, Alaska, got to pay more for it. It's a bummer. Hawaii, I don't feel bad for. They have waves and surfing and stuff. Joy with the news.